and all that sort of subsidiary work seems to get lost. And I suppose I'd like an explanation as to why cardiac endpoints are so predominant against renal and respiratory when that seems to be a stronger factor.
Any comments from the...
Yeah, the data suggests that 70% of your patients will die from heart problems, not respiratory or renal. Renal is perhaps a marker for bad outcome, but it probably acts through other reasons.
But when you look at all the prognostic risk scores, renal and respiratory always become higher than cardiac.
Sure.
But then there are some common underlying things, such as smoking, which will decrease your respiratory function just as much as it will decrease your cardiovascular function.
And the 70% cardiac is based on death certificate data, which, I mean, I tried to show today in that one patient why its cause of death is so difficult to attribute, and I think that's with us really trying. In most cases, people just sign off, you know, must have had a heart attack, and don't even really look up what.
If we get back to the question, what an impact it may have if we get these people to change their lifestyles and to stop smoking and use their medication. I think to the UK small aneurysm trial and the size of the aneurysm that we should be treating these patients, if we get them treated adequately, I think the threshold may go up. So the threshold may go up to 6 or 6.5 centimeters because it's a balance of risks. And if you bring the risks down of not doing anything, then you might have to bring up your threshold. On the EVAR versus open repair, I also think it may have an impact because, as we saw, there's a catch-up mortality in the EVAR group. So these patients die, and we think they die from frailty or for comorbidities, cardiovascular disease, whatever. It seems we have an advantage in the early post-operative period, and we're unable to sustain that in terms of overall survival at 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And the key may be to get these patients treated for their risk factors and their lifestyle and anything to maintain that precious little advantage we have.
Can I just get my father to comment on that? Because that catch-up debate surprised you. Do you want to comment on...
Yes, it did, Stephen, but you've just heard what Jan said, and he is still on the podium making the case for the motion. And, you know, that case was not well made or well accepted.
It was one.
Yeah, but it was
irrelevant. His meeting.
Irrelevant. Irreverent.
The figures were too close to a balance for a game instead of match. You know, if someone's 51-49, I accept, if you like, that's a win. I saw the cheering for a debate today, which is 51-49, and the statisticians among us would say that's just the same. But when I saw, and you commented on it, Peter, 92% against 8%, well, that turns me. And I've taken away the message, having heard the debate on the catch-up, that the catch-up cause is not known. And I don't think it's right to assume it's frailty or known associated risk factors about which you can do something. If we knew what we could do something about, we'd do it. And that's the point that worries me. We don't know. And that stirs me.
I think that's part of the point of this question, you know. Is there anything extra we could do to these patients to preserve the advantage?
Yeah, well, the debate result, Dad, just to remind you, the reason for EVAR follow-up mortality is known. It was 62% believed the argument of frailty, and 38% didn't. So that's 60-40 type split.
Yeah, science isn't a democracy.
It's getting to 2/3.
But your view weights it the other way, doesn't it?
No, it's nearly 2/3, 1/3. Yeah, okay. It's not game, set, and match, and I have to tell you, okay, I'm on the other side. I was surprised by that vote. I'm on the side that says no. I'm not going to hang my hat up saying I do know till I'm sure I know, because if I think I know, I'll stop looking.
Okay.
And I want to stop looking.
I know we've been competing with lots of other parties because we hear the music bursting out, and you know, final comment, just to shift gears from catch-up, was technology. I had a couple of comments from people saying it's always the same. We're doing a lot of looking backwards, looking forwards at device development. Franz, what do you think the single most exciting thing? You know, you were in the session with me today on all the new EVAR devices. Of the next generation EVARs, what do you think is the biggest and most exciting?